Yo, what's up, guys? Joe here, the man who rips and tears until the job is done, and I'm here to talk about UFC 279, Diaz versus Ferguson. Or, wait, I thought it was Khamzat versus... Hold on. Check my notes. Oh, that's actually hilarious. Well, you know what? I made the card better, so I'll take it. So we're here to talk about UFC 279, Diaz versus Ferguson. So, enough talk. Let's get to the fights. In our main event, we had a dream match. About 4 or 5 years a little late. Nate Diaz takes on Tony Okui Ferguson. Anyone who's ever sat around to listen to me ramble about lightweight, which is historically my favorite division, for a lot of people, I'm sure that's the same way. I personally think Frankie Edgar is the GOAT. He's the number one. He's the boat, as Tony would say. I think he's the GOAT. I think he's the greatest ever at lightweight. Personally, I have him over BJ Penn. I definitely have him over Habib. That's kind of my pick. But I do think in terms of pure ability, in terms of like how good they were, they just don't have some of the accolades, because I take both into effect. Like, how good were you really? What names do you have? And your accolades, and I just kind of smush them all into like a big thing. And Tony doesn't have the accolades, but he has the names and he has the ability. So I think Tony is the greatest lightweight ever, because at one point he was just untouchable, but he's been slowing down a lot. And fans have been eager to see, when is it Tony time again? When is it Tony time again? And he's going against another legend in Nate Diaz, who's also had also been slowing down, but hasn't been slowing down as hard, it seems like. So which one of these, like, incredible legends of lightweight, who aged better? Turns out it's Nate, I guess. But I did think Tony was doing well. I personally scored it 2-1 for Tony going into the fourth round. But it was close. I thought the first 2 rounds were really close, and I thought the third round was Tony. Again, I thought that was a little bit more clear. The first round, tough one to score. I'm going to go with Tony. Second one, I gave it to Tony initially, but after like rewatching it, I was like, no, I was wrong. It was Nate. That's a Nate round for sure. Third round, like I said, and then the fourth round, Nate Diaz is swarming, doing his Nate Diaz things. Ferguson's trying to move out the way. His speed isn't there. Speed was sorely missing this whole fight. And he just went for a takedown, got his neck snatched up, guillotine choke, Ferguson taps. Oh man. That hurt me. That hurt my feelings, for sure. Ferguson did have some of his old stuff in the tank. Great lead uppercut. I loved it. Just constantly attacking with kicks, like he normally does. He has just the utmost disdain for your sternum, and I love that. And he was also kicking Diaz's lead leg a ton, to the point where it was a problem. Diaz would like randomly go, "No, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done," and like would just like walk around. It was so weird. He would just randomly go, "I'm done. I don't need to do this," and just like walk around for like a minute. And at one point he was like, "Nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this," and like walked off. And I was like, "Mark Goddard, you saw him there. Stop it. Stop it." He said he was done. He kept going. We gave him a second chance, though, and, look what happens. Anyways, so Tony stopped doing the kicks, and I thought the loss of speed just really hurt him. I brought that up before. I thought the loss of speed was just really evident in this fight. He would go in and do some of the things he used to do, like turn in for a step-in elbow or a spinning elbow, and the speed just isn't there. They seem to be a lot of steps behind what they used to be. But you know what? It actually was a good fight. I enjoyed it. After the fight, Nate said he's confirmed the truth. He is leaving the UFC, and he says he's going to dominate another sport, then come back. So it sounds like he's going to fight a Paul brother or some other, like douche tuber or something. For Tony, though, well, it doesn't sound like he's retiring, per se. But he openly admitted he had a ton of fight, Nate Diaz. So it sounds like, maybe he has, I had fun doing this. I'm going to do this again. Controversial statement. I want him to call it quits here. I think he's had an unbelievable career. I think he's had an incredible one. And who am I to say? I'm just some random crazy guy, on the internet, you know. But I don't know. As a fan, I kind of want it to be over. But for our co-main event, less depressing stuff. Well, actually, Khamzat Chimaev fought Kevin Holland because Khamzat is either incredibly unprofessional, or we can get into conspiracy theory talks. And you know what? You know who does know? Khamzat, but he doesn't speak very good English, so we're not going to find out. So, he's in. I think Khamzat's a douche. Me and Carl talked about it on the preview show. He's not a very likable guy. But the crowd was kind of behind him going into this fight, at least. And then they booed him at the weigh-ins, and he ignored a lot of things. He was just super amped up. And, that's my personal opinion of the guy. Despite that, that's the first guy I've seen in a long time that makes me just like, what do you do? Like, what do you do against him? He pounced on Holland while Holland was going for a glove touch. Douchey. But he was just flinging him. And Holland's doing everything he can. He's trying to scramble, trying to get going, trying to get up. And Khamzat never lets go. Never lets go. Refused. And he's still flinging him across the octagon. It looked like what would happen if Brock Lesnar wrestled Cody Garbrandt. That's like a weird analogy I heard. And I kind of understand that. It was insane. He just seems so much stronger, so much bigger, so much better. And what do you do? Eventually, he starts going for the Stars choke. Holland's defending well, but he can't get out of the Stars choke. He can just defend it and hold off pure suffocation, but he couldn't quite get out. And then is what it is. Ridiculous. No strikes taken by Khamzat. And then after the fight, this is my favorite part of this, Khamzat ignored like 3 questions of Joe Rogan in a row and just yelled frantically as the crowd is booing him for his big weight cut and him acting like a butthole. I'm sure that's the friendly word to use. And the crowd's just like booing him, raining him with boos. Just going off, going crazy, super amped up, all this adrenaline. He's going wild. So the dude completed his heel turn, if you're a pro wrestling fan. Dude went full heel. I was expecting Paulo Costa's music to hit for the steel chair. But who knows? Maybe they're saving that. But I feel bad for Holland. Honestly, nightmare matchup for him. And while he got paid, he was bragging about how much he's going to get paid for this. It just sucks to have your momentum sapped like this. I'm glad you got paid, man. But because UFC don't pay anybody, so get paid what you can in this business. And for the rest of the card, I looked at 3 fights really that caught my attention. So Irene Aldana and Macy Chiasson. I hope I say her name right because I heard like 3 different pronunciations this week. So I apologize if I said it wrong. They had a wild fight. I thought it was really good. First round, all Aldana. Second round, all Macy. Probably a 10-8 Macy. And then third round, Macy gets has Aldana on her back and she's trying to like get past these up kicks, and one lands on the liver. That's it. Fight's over. An up kick to the liver. Everyone was so confused, and then funny Aldana made me laugh because she's confused. She's like, "Did I do anything illegal? Like, what happened? Like, is she okay? Like, what's going on?" Really scared. And then they ask her like, "Did you practice this?" Because of course she didn't. She just threw, and she's like, "Yeah, I practice everything." I was like, you know what? Good improv. Johnny Walker out-grappled and tapped out in Cutelaba. Worth mentioning because maybe Johnny Walker comes back. Chris Barnett and Jake Collier, they had a great fight, honestly. I woke up late and caught just the finish, so I went back and watched this fight. Really good stuff. It was actually a really good fight. Probably should have been fight of the night. And Chris Barnett wins a second round TKO. It was great stuff. But that's all for me. That's all I got here. And be sure to check out the retro review we put out on the main channel, where I get to talk about what I'm in my pick. It's my pick for the greatest upset ever. But the comments, let me have it. Understandably so. We're all entitled to our opinions. Clearly, I have an incorrect one for once. But it was my pick for what I think is the greatest upset in MMA history, at least. So check that out. It's fantastic. I had a lot of fun working on it. It's great stuff. And I will be back next week for Fight Night Sandhagen versus Song Yadong. And I'm actually really excited for that. Big Sandhagen guy, big bantamweight guy. Anyways, I'm Joe with the IMC. Thank you for watching.